That is the sound of the wind whistling over the top of the car that I'm travelling in. Hello, it's Thursday the 11th of June 2009 and I'm in a convoy of two cars. Behind me is Zog and our friend Vince in Zog's Porsche 944, and I'm travelling with my friend Tim and my friend Andrew in a 1958 Jaguar XK150 convertible. They're sitting in the front, and I'm sitting in the back, and as you can hear, the roof's off. It's very nice. And we're 24 minutes from Dover, which is very appropriate because we're off to the Le Mans 24 Hours 2009, and you're coming with us.
Gareth Jones on speed!
All me mates go raving, but I have to admit, I'm a bit of a git, and for the last 12 months I've been saving me spondulics to go to a much better bash. A trip to Le Mans doesn't last that long, and it doesn't use all of me cash. That's the sound of the XK150's engine and exhaust burble as we travel up the ramp to board the Sea France Molière. And I think Le Mans is a real sensory experience, and perhaps from the point of view of all the senses, I think sound is the best. So I'm going to play you some of the sounds we've recorded of a trip to Le Mans. The first one, the sound of boarding this ferry. That was one of the guys boarding the vessel shouting at other guys directing traffic onto the vessel. Okay, we've got an MG Estate, Zog's Porsche, an Escort RS2000, an E-Type, a TR5, an Aston Martin V8 convertible. There's a reason I'm telling you all this. There's going to be a quiz later. Here we are on board the vessel. Let's go upstairs. We get a ferry from Dover, and after about an hour the cross-channel bit is soon over. We're well on our way, and I'm dead keen to clear customs today. I'm sweating with fear because I'm carrying some gear, and I'm glad to be clear of Calais. We're on the deck of the ferry now. Zog, how's the Porsche faring in this part of the journey?
Running beautifully. Yep. I think we're going to go for probably a 3-stop strategy on the way down, maybe 2 stops. We'll see how we go, but looking good so far. You
did some work on the car earlier this week, fitted some new bits.
Yeah, new drive shafts with your valuable assistance. Fixed the driver's side seat adjustment by cannibalising bits from the passenger side, and then rewired the switches on the passenger side so they still work.
So the drive shafts haven't fallen off yet?
No, they're still holding together. Also did the oil change, oil filter, air filter, spark plugs, and a bit of a clean. We're in good shape.
The car looks lovely. I'll get you to give us a tour of your sponsor stack later on, okay, when we arrive.
All right.
Tim, how's the XK150 for the journey so far? All right.
It's been effortless so far. It's been burbling along beautifully.
There was a slight issue, I believe, with the boot.
The issue with the boot was just that you bought too much clothing and so the boot lid wouldn't close. But the really important piece of equipment is the you may notice it, the Happy Feet DVD box, which is jammed between the drive tunnel and the passenger side seat, and that holds the screw in place, which means that the seat is then usable. Without the Happy Feet DVD box, we'd be b***ed.
This is already like Le Mans, isn't it? Halfway through the race, they start gaffing bits of the car up to keep it going. We've started our journeys with bits like that.
But we have the Happy Feet DVD box, so we're all right. We'll make it.
We certainly are all right. The weather's absolutely lovely, and we're on the deck. We'll speak to you when we're in France. A Ferrari flies by and I cry, though I try not to. Oi mate, your car's a brute. We're doing nearly 170 and frankly that's plenty in KPH when you're really travelling and your mind's unravelling in France on an auto route. Friday morning, the day before the race, and you're hearing the tranquility of the campsite that we're staying in at Le Mans. We made the journey. It was a bit of a long one. We got here about 1 o'clock in the morning. There were problems because many of the roads leading to our little campsite were closed because of the race, but we managed to blag our way through. And now we're located at a farm which belongs to a chap called Bertrand, and it's deep in the woods within the circuit. We've got 3 tents pitched with a bunch of other tents, probably 10 other tents, and a group of people who've been invited to stay with Bertrand. He lays on breakfast there, I think, so it's very civilised and quite different from a lot of the campsites that you get around Le Mans, which are pretty intense, thousands and thousands of people. We've got a little quiet corner, and very nice it is too. Now, one of my friends, Andrew, made the journey with us last night. Andrew, how bad was the journey?
I was a bit buffeted, but I did assume a very low profile by the end of the journey.
So you did your stint in the back of the XK with the roof off?
And a little bit by the side of Tim.
And are you enjoying the Jag?
So far, it's been running beautifully.
Tim,
Gareth.
Your first Le Mans experience.
Yes.
The bit where you first heard the cars last night. Tell us about that.
There was a rolling explosion of mechanical blurts and blasts and roars of engine, exhilarating and incredibly loud. And not just one, but one would overlap with another, and then suddenly 3 would come along, and it's a bit like listening to an orchestra.
I think when you first see the circuit and you see the Ferris wheel, and Tim said, it's like Las Vegas, I thought that was a really good description.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before. You're right, it's the Las Vegas of motor racing. It's showtime.
Yeah.
We arrived last night at qualifying. There were cars on the track, and that's what we heard.
Later than that.
It was later than that. It was very, very late. We pull into a little French town. Roof's off now, and my window's wound down. I try ordering some food. I hope they don't think I'm English and rude. But as far as French goes, I'm a little unsure. I say, if you please, could I have some bread and cheese? And somehow I end up getting something they call croque monsieur. I'm walking up towards the circuit now on the Friday to buy tickets and then go to the museum and then go to the drivers' parade this evening. But I'm walking with a chap called Thierry. Thierry, what's your last name?
Jordan, like the basket.
Like the Formula 1 team.
That's true. No, it's J. You say, because in England you say G for J and J for G, okay?
It's confusing.
Voilà, so it's a J-O-U-R-D-A-N.
Jordan.
No, Dan. Dan is a personage from, old story.
I understand. Okay, Jordan. Okay, so Thierry, like me, you're a big motorsport fan.
Ah, yes, completely.
You love bikes and cars, is that right?
I begin by the bike, but my father, he likes the car, and when I was 8 years old, 7 years old, he bought a Lancia Fulvia. Lovely, with a big carburetor Weber, so we discovered a sport car like that, and he finished with a big BMW too.
And how many times have you come to Circuit de La Sarthe to watch the Le Mans 24 Hours?
Now it's my 7th season.
Every year for 7 years?
Yeah, for 7 years. Because when I was young, I was not interested with that. Only with a bike, you know.
Uh-huh.
But after a time, you know, the bikers like to take the good car, like a Chevrolet Camaro. I had one again. And so I discovered with Bertrand the very best area, you know.
Bertrand is the farmer who we're staying with, who is steeped, like many people from this part of France, in the tradition, the history of Le Mans.
Oui.
Can I ask Thierry, is Le Mans important to you now? What does it mean to you? Are you proud?
For me, Le Mans is not the base area for racing, but is the best of the world of racing. You know, no more. I mean, Indianapolis is before.
Yeah. This is one of the greatest of historic races on the planet. I think you've got Le Mans, you've got Monaco, and Indianapolis 500. Are they the 3 great races?
No, I think Le Mans is another story. It's very it's completely different because 24 hours there is a race and around there is a fest. You understand me?
Yes.
And all the people who come to the fest, because English come with, we say, an armada.
An armada, yes, a fleet.
With race cars, all sort of race cars since the beginning. I saw the first Jaguar and also on Lagonda. I saw a group of Lagonda one time.
Tell me about your favourite race car, which is British.
Now, I said this year the best noise is the Aston Martin LMP1.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yes, and noise is fantastic. You have to save this noise too, huh?
Yes.
Put on your tape.
Yeah, I'll record it. I'll record that sound of the Aston Martin.
Sorry for my English. Sometimes
Jerry, we understood everything you said. You really did. So who's going to win?
Peugeot. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ouais.
Which Peugeot?
With the 8.
The number 8 car with Stéphane Sarrazin.
Sarrazin and Mr. Bourdet, le premier de sa classe. We say the first of the class of the school. Because he looks like a
prefect. Like in school. He does. He looks like Joe 90. Yeah, wonderful. Thierry, nice to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. I'll see you in a moment. Hello, sir.
Gareth Jones, nice to see you.
How you doing? Who are you?
I'm Gavin Brown from Denmark. I'm a long-time listener to the show.
You listen to it on speed?
All the time, mate, all the time.
You are on Gareth Jones on speed right now. I'm recording. This is going to go on the show. How many times have you been to Le Mans?
This is my first time.
Really?
I've come down with 8 Danes in 2 camp events and they're all mental.
Are you staying in the Danish area just up here?
No, I'm staying over there, but there's a lot of Danes and Brits where I'm staying. We've just arrived. We can't believe how mental it is.
What are your first impressions? What are the things that you'll tell your friends when you get home? When you turned up, how will you describe it?
Insane. Just absolutely insane. I just can't believe how many people are here, how friendly it is, and just how much everyone wants to have fun. And all the exotic cars. I mean, I've had some of your moments, that's for sure.
Yeah,
a Noble, a TVR.
Yeah.
There was a TVR over there, so.
We're actually standing by the side of the track leading to the front of the circuit, and bizarrely there are no nice cars going by at the moment because you only have to wait about 10 seconds before you go, Gavin, listen, thanks for saying hello, man.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the show. Thank you for saying hello. Really appreciate that.
See you later. Ta-da.
How about that, eh? He's now on the show. Another 200 miles and suddenly I'm all smiles. I'm ready for a night not on the airbed but on the tiles. Tents up, time to relax, make tracks full of Centerville. I'm surrounded by Brits in Porsches. Some look sick, others look ill. I'm glad I've stayed for the drivers' parade. Right in front of me there's an endless tirade. Like Armand Van Helden, a truly international mix. I see Johnny Herbert, Dindo Capello, Jacques Villeneuve, Mika Salo. But most of all, I clamp eyes on Vanina X. Good morning. As you can probably hear from my slightly husky voice, this is the morning after the night before. We got on a tram, went into town, and started early for the drivers' parade. So the drivers' parade was a huge event last night with quite a lot of entertainment and shouting, hence the slightly sore voice this morning. But we slept beautifully and we woke up in Bertrand's farm, and before having breakfast we figured we should walk up to Indianapolis and go and listen to the classics racing in the Le Mans Legends race, which is the support race to the 24 hours. And at the moment practice is on, so we woke up to the sound of Corvettes and Ferraris and one or two other Le Mans cars going around the circuit. Brain not quite engaged yet to work out which ones they are. Andrew, how are you bearing up?
Morning, very well. Yeah, looking forward to the first bit of racing of the weekend.
What do you think of the drivers' parade then yesterday?
Well, I was a bit stuck into my meal to enjoy totally the drivers' parade, but what I saw was very glamorous.
It's a huge event, isn't it?
It is 250,000 people, they say.
And that's just in your tent?
It's quite busy there too.
Tim, enjoy the drivers' parade yesterday?
Enormously. A grand spectacle.
It is massive. That's the clever thing about Le Mans, I think, that they don't just keep it out at the circuit, but because they do the scrutineering and the drivers' parade in the middle of town, it involves all the people of Le Mans as well. They get right into it.
It is the people's race.
Yeah, I guess that's a French tradition, isn't it? Right, let's go see some nice old cars. We're out on the inside of Indianapolis now, and it's absolutely silent. This is the lull before the storm, the great calm. The Classics race is about to come round. Just wondering what cars we expect to see. What do you want to see, Zog?
I want to see Porsche 917s racing. It's the 40th anniversary of the launch of the 917. Yes, I'd like to see them in action today.
Vince, any particular car you're hoping to see?
All of them.
All of them. Andrew?
I'm hoping for a D-Type today.
D-Type. Any particular colour, sir?
I'll go for the green, please.
I'll see if we can accommodate you for that. Tim? Astons? Jags? Alpines? Anything in particular? Ferraris?
That's the first time at them all, and now standing right by the racetrack, all I want to see is cars.
That's what you'll get. That's what you'll get. I want to see long arms working a very large steering wheel, because that's what you get at this position here. The cars come tearing down at the end of the straight. They're probably no more than 30 foot away from us, and you can see the drivers working at the steering wheel, and not only in the open top cars but in the closed top cars as well. I'll shout out the cars as they come by and see if we can identify them. If you listen now in the background, you can hear cars slowly getting louder. I'll just record this. It's the course car, an Audi R8, and some Jags, a Dino. Ferrari. Alpine. Porsche 911, TBRs. What does that mean? That's awesome. Your heart's going. Memory test, guys. How many cars can you name? Go on, shout them out.
None.
Julian, what was it?
D-Type Jaguars, Healy 3000, Porsche, there was one GT40, there were several other Jaguars, and I don't know what models they were.
Lotus Elite.
Lotus Elite.
Two of them.
Yeah.
DB4 Zagato, there was a Porsche 550 Spider, there was I think there was a Bristol in there actually, wasn't there?
Yeah. MGA twin cam. Yeah.
Cool. Now, that was just a warm-up lap. Let's see them race next time they come round. The Le Mans legends are coming round again at racing speed this time. D-Type and an Aston.
hope he's making for the medical car.
Yeah, well, this guy has.
Taking it very easy. Yeah, not well.
That sounds poorly, doesn't it?
It's not engine, is it? That's
Drive shaft.
Is it? Oh yeah.
Could be engine, could be.
Yeah, it sounds more like the running gear sort of side of it.
Actually, if it was engine, he'd be more like to have pulled over already, wouldn't he?
But he's gutted.
Yeah.
It's like a TD hood on that somehow, sort of.
And the grill looked kind of Bristol.
Yes, it did.
It was the very Bristol grill.
Or it might have been an Alvis, I suppose.
Gareth will buy a programme and all will be resolved.
We're just debating the cars we saw in the Legends race earlier on over a cup of coffee back at the campsite. Highlights, gentlemen?
Well, to have a parade of, I'm guessing 40, absolutely wonderful, wonderful, historic, classic racing and sports cars. A number of Ferraris, there were Jaguars, there were a lot of Healeys, there were a couple of MGs, an AC, and other things, and a parade of them coming past you. That was delightful.
Vince, when they first came round... I'm getting teased about snoring last night. Vince, when they first came round, what happened to you? What was your reaction?
Well, I got very emotional. It was just so great being just so close up and really feeling it. I just, straight away, I wanted to be in one of the cars. Anyone would have done at that point, but I wanted to be racing up to that corner. But yeah, so emotional. I felt myself welling up. Just
I think we've all experienced that. You patted your stomach. You had butterflies, from what I could tell. Good one, Zog?
Oh, fantastic. I loved seeing that beautiful yellow Ferrari 250 Le Mans scrapping with the Shelby Daytona Coupe for the lead. That was beautiful to watch. And a little 550 Spider out there, just gorgeous. And the sound of the Corvette. Yeah, those are the highlights.
Good highlights. Your favourite cars, Andrew?
I'm afraid I missed it all because I was too busy trying to reprogram your sat-nav.
We've had location issues. Thank you, Andrew. We'll see if we can find our way up to the start of the straight for the race proper. You're a rotten bunch of pals.
Wipe you brown, pal, and forget happy showers. You're close to the start of a race that lasts for 24 hours.
That's it for this show. However, our coverage of the 2009 Le Mans 24 Hours continues in episode 94 of Gareth Jones on Speed, available for download from June 20th. Episodes 93 and 94 will also be made available as enhanced podcasts, with exclusive images that you can view whilst listening in stereo. More details at the Gareth Jones on Speed entry at the iTunes Store or garethjones.tv.